Some superpowers seem amazing until they ruin your life. You don't always get the Omnitrix, supermagnetism, or teleportation. Sometimes you're stuck with powers that are useless, dangerous, or straight up depressing. Let's break down the most overrated, tragic, and downright scam superpowers in Ben 10 and all of fiction. And at the end, I'll reveal what might be the worst superpower ever imagined. It all starts with Mealy Mouth. No, really. In the X-Men comics, there is a girl named Irina, aka the Choir, and she has really similar powers to Mealy Mouth. You see, she has many mouths on her neck, and what do? Well. She can speak with multiple voices at once, and can make sounds come from various different locations. I mean, it could be a great superpower in an occasion where you need crazy disruption or strategy, and maybe if I'm planning on having a karaoke night. But what do I do when the negative 10 shows up for a brawl? Unless they're weak to an acapella, I'm pretty sure she's going to be useless. No wonder her wiki page is shorter than Tyler 1. Speaking of strange powers, meet Trevor, iGuy's long-lost mutant cousin. Now Trevor isn't going to be the guy to clutch up in a battle against the negative 10 like iGuy, but just like him, he has multiple eyes. It's nothing as cool as Gojo's 6 eyes or iGuy's powers that shoot cool lasers and ice. No, Trevor has multiple eyes that can allow him to see in every direction. Now that's actually a pretty good ability so that you can avoid being sneak attacked, but it's pretty much bad for everything else. If you're put into a fight against an above average human with this as your superpower, you are literally cooked. Classic series Gwen and Grandpa Max will destroy you with minimal difficulty, but nothing so far tops what this alien can do. The worst, or an atrocious, yes, that's the alien species name, has an incredible immunity to damage. He is literally invincible. That sounds pretty awesome. But just like Captain Man, he can't be hurt, but he feels absolutely everything. Now that seems fine and dandy when it comes on to stopping street level problems, like maybe a regular crook or something, but come on, what will Captain Man do against literal Vilgax drones? He'll probably get packed up by Grandpa Max as well, and that's a pretty basic superpower. But horrible superpowers can even come from great ones like flight. Now imagine you have cool abilities like Stinkfly. You can zip around in the air, you have 360-degree vision with your extra bug eyes. You can even shoot super sticky goo that can apprehend foes that are way above your weight class. Well. Be introduced to Kite Man. He has the super ability of flying and controlling kites, but he's pretty much lackluster in everything else. No combat specialty, no sticky goo, and overall he is just really unimpressive. But he seems to get beaten by Solomon Archer, who has actually one of the most interesting superpowers ever. He has a psychic link to his 18-wheeler, and it enables him to control this truck in any way he sees fit, even enabling him to go to space. Now this is probably one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in fiction ever. I mean, Upgrade can already control any form of technology once it's merged with it, but his technopathy is only linked to controlling his truck. But it doesn't get worse than Marvel's first attempt at creating a diverse cast by introducing a hero known as the Black Bomber. Now, I know Dr. Umar is watching me while I say this, but this is actually a white man with the ability to transform into a black man when he's under stress. No cool shape-shifting abilities like Mystique, no cool anything. Overall, he just gains darker pigment and an afro. Now that we're still stuck in pre-2000 superpowers, we can talk about one of the lamest methods of size alteration, which is from this lady known as Big Bertha. She has the ability to go from a slender, sleek fashion model into becoming a plus-sized superwoman. And that's it. That's the entirety of her powers. I thought maybe she could become a giant, but no, all she does is put on 400 pounds and that's it. But it's only downhill from here. Apparently Professor X runs a daycare for cursed children, because here comes Pyro. Let me paint you a vivid picture of what his abilities can do. Imagine Heat Blast being able to control fire, but he has no fire resistance. can't create his own fire, and isn't nearly as cool. He's basically like the firebenders from that Avatar movie. Now, if he has a fire source, he's pretty dangerous, but with no fire source, you're just a normal chill guy. Then we have Forget-Me-Not. Amazing name, but super tragic power. Now, Ben 10 in itself has its fair share of psychics and memory wipers like Hypnotic and Subliminal. However, Charles Xavier's school has the lamest guy ever. You see, Forget-Me-Not's powers work like this. As soon as you stop looking at him, you forget that he exists. This is probably really good for stealth missions, but terrible for everything else. He could save the world and no one would remember him. What were we talking about again? Anyways, we can talk about one of the most controversial powers on this list, which is super strength. Now, before you guys crucify me in the comments, please let me explain why super strength is not a great superpower. Super strength has many different tiers in superhero television and every facet of fiction. One thing to note is that it is everywhere. It's very common, it's very boring, and rarely are you ever the strongest person in your piece of fiction. Let's take for example this guy, Captain Atom, who actually has super strength. He tried fighting Superman and he got folded in the quickest way possible. Being strong is cool until someone else who is a lot stronger than you shows up. Now let's get to the real dumpster tier. Starting off with this transparent kid made of wax. Now his power sounds pretty cool. Maybe he's like Goop, who is one of Ben's best aliens in Alien Force, or a cool Clayface or something that can shapeshift. No. He is just a wax guy, and he also is very flammable. That's it, a fire hazard, lady repellent, and he's literally just a human candle. However, someone who is very good with the ladies is Ripjaw's best friend, Aquaman. As powerful as he is made out in the movies, like he knocked out a Green Lantern, which is pretty cool, breathing underwater is still a stupid useless superpower. Maybe if you have to fight Plankton or SpongeBob it will be useful, but how often is a superhero asked to do that? And even if you can talk to fish, what crimes are fish committing that require me to ever need to do that in any situation? Pretty useless superpower if you ask me. Now all this talking about the oceans got me feeling for ice cream. You guys like ice cream, right? Well, I have someone with a superpower for you. Meet Soft Serve, whose entire superpower is making ice cream, but with
my ass.
Dude, her entire skill set is that she makes delicious ice cream with her butt. Who wrote this, man? I'm pretty sure Rexplode would not approve of this, but Bailey Hoskins would probably try to one-up her with his superpower. He is a mutant with the specialty of creating explosions. Not the cool kind like Gambit or Rexplode. He is only good at turning himself into a bomb, and after he explodes, he does not come back. He doesn't survive. He doesn't regenerate. He just dies. Imagine being a super suicide bomb that needs a permission slip to go on a field trip. Well, congratulations, Bailey. At least you got to wear one of the X-Men uniforms. So, what do you think is the worst superpower? Drop it in the comments, and if it's bad enough, I'll roast it in the next video. Thanks for watching, and remember, because it's a superpower doesn't mean it's a blessing. Next up on Grey Matter Fanboy, against the odds, Ben 10 beat the reboot curse. But how did he do it?